Evening, guys. How are you doing?
Evening, Mike.
Pick up. What's got on? 7 you on. Be cool. So it's just going to go through as many pairs as we can, really, and just see if there's any setups coming up for the week. It's typically on Monday it does what it wants to do, tries to settle in for the week ahead, if that makes sense. I don't know what pairs you mainly look at, or do you look at all of them, or this is bugging me. It's been bugging me all day. So this is gold right on 1 hour. So if we put a line on top of this body here, no body is actually closed above this body yet. I really think this is going to drop. This could be a potential trade we're looking at. Been watching it since like lunchtime. Even though I don't really trade gold, and we've kind of fallen out, but yeah, it's just, I'm more intrigued to see what actually does happen. Got a demand zone down here, got liquidity sat here, we've got a trend line down here, whether it comes back and taps that trend line again, or comes down and takes that trend line liquidity out. Huge imbalance down here, massive demand zone down the bottom. So yeah, I'm just looking for a obviously change of character and break of structure. So we go over to the line. This was obviously the low that put in that high, right? And then obviously from there, it's started to push heavily downwards. Obviously this was NFP, the huge, massive rally down, smashing that low, and technically has broken that low as well. Hovered around for a little while. And then obviously it's starting to make its way up, and it's just hovering around here. It's been hovering all day. Candles. So I chopped it to the 15, and this is where I got this orange supply zone, which is the same as the 1 hour, to be fair. So it makes it even sort of stronger for me. But then I was kind of kicked out, because what's above here is obviously this one. You know, look where price has tapped into. If we take the black line off this order block, price is perfectly tapped into it a few times. Yeah, so create liquidity again for 1, 2, 3 times. 1, 2, 3, then swept and then dropped again. And if we take, that'll work. Take that little order block there, look what happened again. Create liquidity. The same thing happens all the time. Internal liquidity, swept it, tapped into there and dropped, but it's obviously not enough for me to get into a trade yet. So this setup here is exactly the same as this setup here. So little order block, internal liquidity, then swept. Yeah, order block, internal liquidity, then swept. So and then I think drops onto the 5. And yeah, this was a huge sort of a supply area, which kind of fitted in again with the 15 and the 1 hour. So this has now been tapped into, so I don't really have much attraction above. I think if it would have wanted to get up there, it would have got up there, but it has now broken this low. It's obviously firstly rejected off this demand here, yeah, and swept back up, but then it's obviously broken below. And yeah, I definitely need at least another 1 break, if not 2. Yeah, this is just causing a lot of liquidity up in here. It's creating millions of worth of pounds liquidity, both sides. Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if we actually seen 1 more big sweep up top, take all this liquidity out, and then obviously sweep below. take all this liquidity there, and there. Come back into the a new form order block and then drop from there. But who knows? So the only sort of untouched demand zone I could spot was this, because this has been tapped into already twice, right? So that was the attraction down there, and then liquidity pretty much equal lows liquidity. And I just spotted that trendline liquidity in there. So even if we tapped back into the trendline liquidity again, right, that's 184 pips, which is 1,842 points. It's a big move on gold. So that's gold. So I'm just literally just waiting for that to happen. So in the 1 hour, if anybody closes above that, then I'll just wipe it off. I won't have any interest in it. Possibly in the smaller time frame, but obviously not going to hold it all the way down to there. Not that I will anyway. But
Won't be looking at the order block above them.
say again, mate.
Won't be looking at the order block above.
Order block above this one.
Yeah,
This,
that was a really good, isn't it?
yeah. It's just, like I said earlier on, I don't know. It's just a sense that if you wanted to get up there, would have done it before now. It's respecting this zone for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours at the moment. We'll see what happens through the night. It won't do much, probably.
So it's just building for a move, isn't it? It's already been pushing up, so it's building for a move down.
Yeah. So in theory, on the 4 hour, high, low, new high, low, high, should be creating a new high, right? But bullish. Don't know. Something's telling me it wants to come down, take liquidity out, take this trend line out, possibly create an equal low with this one maybe, then push up even higher. Yes, I'm more attracted to zones now rather than the order blocks. Take that zone, wick to wick. It's been tapped, yeah, it's been tapped into. But you could then chop it down to different time frames and say, well, something else has not been tapped into, right? So it's just hard to obviously time frame to go with. Trend line, yeah, that's a counter trend. So we had a trend going on here and it's popped it. And the counter trend, yeah, as a pullback, break and retest, counter trend, obviously carried on, broken through this trend, pullback, tapped it again, and obviously pushed up again. One more push up, yeah. Who knows? We just obviously got to wait. Where we are now, it's creating a lot of liquidity. So if we see our confirmation entries, then more than happy to take the trade. So yes, 30. Somebody's asking me about today. Yes, 30. 24 hour. Overall bullish. Perfect example of not getting two swings. Okay, we got our chalk pulled up, and from there, so from here created, I didn't create a new high. Respected that. You just thought, all right, yeah, we're on here, yeah, but we failed to create a new low below that, which is our breaker structure. Obviously, it's hanged around from there, tapped into this demand zone, and away we go and create the new high. So that's again why it's important to wait a 4 hour two swings, right? So these are pretty much the trades I pair. Like fucking, these are pretty much the pairs that I trade. So we can just add whatever you want to it. So we'll just type them in or shout them out. I haven't looked at GBP AUD in a long time. you're looking at anything. I think of US 30 there. US 30. Yeah, pretty. Just got engulfed. It's tapped into there now. Tapped into our demand down here. We need to see how it reacts from that pinnacle low before I'd even consider selling anything. 15. Yeah, it's just, that's a strong area, a strong support level there, isn't it? God, that's very strong, that. Price literally covered all through here. Tried to break away, come back to it, tried to break away again, come back to it, hovered around, pushed it to the upside now. Now it's just hovering around again there, so that's a strong magnet. What is that? 32,800. Yes, that's a key level, must be in US 30 since 3rd of August. Can go further back. That's about a week, right? What's the date today? Right, yeah. 5 days even. So just let it play out. At the moment, there's not much there for me. 5 minutes. So it has broken structure-wise. We are pushing to the downside, but this area is so strong. I would most definitely want it to break this black line. That was our 1 hour low, isn't it? We do have demand calling down here. So down here, that's not been touched. Candle on here. So it'd be my areas of interest to go down to. Point of interest or take profit areas. I personally see that's internal liquidity, and we should be looking at that supply. So, price 89 level Fibonacci. Bodies have just closed below there, but it's not very significant, is it? It's just closed below. These two here close below this body, but yes. But for now, I personally wouldn't. From here, I definitely want seeing price do that and back up into that area. If it'll come back that high, change character, break structure, test our order block, and sell off. That's US 30 at the moment. It's a personal choice. You know, you may like it. Some people don't. Some people do. For me, I just don't see anything there. Nothing stands out. Nothing's clean. That there, but yeah, I'm not overly keen on it, so I wouldn't risk 1% or 0.5% on it. Sometimes it's just as well as taking a good trade, guys, protecting your account. You know, it is important to protect that asset as well, because if you fucking mess up your account, you're gonna have to take one again. GA. It's just, yeah, it's just this thing that stands out. Let this load. Yeah, no worries, mate. I think mine's 2K, right, on the iMac. I must have a big screen. So 4 hour. Nice. 4 hour. Taps into it. 4 hour. 3 hour there, which not many people will trade. Specifically, when you're looking at time frames, guys, you should be really looking at what other people would be, even retail traders. So hopefully, even though we got the upper hand, they're still going to be looking at the same time frames, really. Yeah, so the average, obviously, the typical common ones, the weekly, daily, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, and lower. And like a random 90-minute, they wouldn't even think about that, or a 7-minute or 3-minute. Sure, I had 2 options. So liquidity just swept. See consolidation, this is what I was talking about last night. Typically before the move, consolidation happens, then a sweep, manipulation, and drops. But these annoy me, these two, when they don't actually touch. You think, are you done yet? Is it creating liquidity? And you check on your MT4 sometimes, and it actually has touched more than touched.
One actually in.
There you go, mate.
One in on the trade.
It has hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 3, 4. 343.60.
403.60.
Triggered me in.
Nice. Chart. Mine is 13. Yeah, mine's gone even higher. Mine's gone to 13,415. Which would obviously put us clearly in 415 is around up there. So yeah, that may have well been the fucking. This is so annoying when it does this. So could have. It's also an important point. Make sure you're checking when the price does come close. Just make sure you're on your MT4 checking that price. So
Listen, look at the 1 minute. It gave an entry today. Like that wick gave an entry on the 1 minute. See like the break structure and then come back, mitigate. Yeah, boy, that was it. I think that was it.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's pretty heavily downtrended from there, isn't it? It's broken through there. It tapped into that, and then tapped into that again. Tapped into there. Didn't quite get up into there. Maybe on 30 seconds. No. Look clean this is literally on 30 seconds. Imagine how tight your stop loss could be from here, right? Which I know it's pretty ballsy. Not even ballsy because in the day it still moves the same, but imagine catching that trade from there, right? Stop loss just above that wick there. Even down to there, 7%, and that literally took what seconds, right? Yeah, 4 minutes to make 7%. Fucking insane. I mean, if you risked 0.5%, it's not a bad risk to take because we've clearly seen what we should be seeing. So it's rejected off the higher time frame analysis, change of structure, change of character, clearly broken structure a few times actually, once, twice, 3 times, pull back, pull, change of character again through there. Yeah, fuck. And yeah, I don't even want to think about how low it's gone since then. Oh my god. right down to that low they're giving us. You've got 40 to 1 from 1 to 40, 1 to 28. Just literally, if you're risking, what, if you've got 100 grand account, you're risking 0.5%, let's say you're risking $500 to make 28 grand. That's a pretty good fucking risk in it to take from there. That took how long? Oh my God, under 2 hours. I need to take one of these trades. Just under 2 hours to make 28,000. Oh, sorry, my God, down to there.
This is on my 2.8%.
4 hours. So again, mate.
This is on my 2.8%.
Fuck. Mad. So annoying looking back. There you go. Is what it is.
Happens all the time though, mate. So when it's just training your eyes, isn't it?
This is what I was saying last night. Naz respects structure and smart money so much
Yeah.
because I've had
My mate took this one,
3,
and then that break there, come back, mitigate.
4 opportunities to. Yeah, if you've got the confidence to take a trade from here, it's. I personally would wait for the double confirmation, but there's nothing wrong with taking a trade from there. To be fair, it's just literally they've got confidence in you taking a trade. It's as soon as you see that break. This is actually what I'm trying to put together, which possibly this week I'll do a zoom on my new strategy that's taken a long time to back test, but yeah, in June it was 71% accurate. May I think it was 46%, and it's only 6 pairs. Well, it's in here actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs. I think 8 or 9 pairs. A lot of back testing, but that's another thing, and it's very simple to do. It's just literally like you just said, Jake. It's just training your eyes. As soon as you see these patterns, guys, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Liquidity created, sweep, bang. As soon as it does you literally get that signature kind of move. Consolidation, you sweep up, you sweep down. That's your change. People class that as change of character up there as well, which I don't really make sense to me. Sweep up and sweep down, comes back, retest. You could have literally taken a trade from there because in theory it has broken structure, right? You could argue, well, it's come down to here or this, and that's where I argue, well, I would prefer to wait for a double confirmation. It just gives you that less likelihood of being taken out, right? Because you're just waiting for that second sweep of. You're not really losing much because the difference between, if anything, is going to be worse off because obviously your stop loss will be bigger. So if we went up there, tapped into there, stop loss, yeah, stop loss was 17%. So you've just lost 11% growth for taking a trade early. How mad does that sound? Yeah, if you went off the open of this body here, that brought that low in, came back in, you entered off there. Your stop loss would at least have to be above that wick, if not higher, because obviously it depends on the spread and stuff with the funded accounts. That's a 17, but then if we go back over to here, stop loss, even not over the body, above this wick here, we get 27, 28%. So, that is a prime example of how that could benefit you being patient. And yeah, obviously it's clearly an even better confirmed trade, isn't it? There's nothing, like I say, there's nothing wrong with that trade up there. It's just we're playing with probabilities, remember? So if you can get a more probable trade, but who knows? Yeah, we clearly don't know. Looking back now, it's easy. Oh yeah, we could have taken a trade from there, but the likelihood of you taking a trade, because if you'd been looking at this alone and not MT4, you're thinking, nah, that's internal liquidity. It's going to take that out. It's going to tap it up a bit higher, and maybe you wouldn't have taken a trade. So I didn't even take it because I didn't. Yeah, I looked at this and thought, no, I was going to tap into. So literally schoolboy error. I didn't even check M24. So it is what it is. Get NAS at the moment. We can clearly get another entry. It's not a problem. Well, I don't know how I say that. There you go. This is where I would be looking at, but it has been tapped into already. Wasn't 5. Yeah, I would say the price wants to come back up to here. Break, massive engulfing. Yeah, there's too much of a gap there, I would say, between there and there. Even if you use it as a supply, it's not quite been tapped into. Possibly on MT4, I don't know. Yeah, we really should just be looking at what's in front of us from here at the moment, because just go with order flow. You know, you could be waiting a long time for price to come back up to here. So supply and demand that's the only sort of downside with supply and demand. You've got loads of different areas of zones that you could potentially take a trade from. So my personal choice would be this here. Liquidity created, liquidity taken, engulfing, created internal liquidity. And now we have imbalance to be filled, IPA. You will get a reaction from there, no doubt. We've got an ever so slightly imbalance between there and there, still needs to be filled. If we fib this, oh, look at that, absolutely beautiful. Open the body, 89. Yeah, so that's what I'd be waiting for. Yes, a lot of people would take trades from there, and possibly a lot of you will, you know, I'm not telling you not to. Just wait for the confirmation. If you get the confirmation and take the trade, then it looks like it's going to tap into there maybe overnight. We're at 9:10 at the moment. So yeah, who knows? We'll wait for that. Create a lamb just above that wick. That's NAS in the 5 minutes. Any other pairs? I haven't looked at. What is that? It sends a DUSD maybe. It's a DUSD. So that was our low, that brought it in high. Let's change of character. That's a break of structure, most definitely broken structure. It's reacted off here at the moment, this demand zone. Demand, and I'd be looking to take a trade from here. This is quite nice. Supply, supply, supply. Okay, so same thing, just doing absolutely nothing, just consolidating, creating liquidity, both sides, above the wicks, below the wicks, just doing nothing. Consolidation. Remember our river from last night? If you were on, guys, what happened to our river? The stream was nicely going in this direction, right? Stream of the flow, and then all of a sudden we kind of hit a solid rock here. We found a little gap in the embankment. Now we're starting to change direction, right? Remember I said it's one of the top things that somebody ever told me. Treat it as water. Like imagine this is a river flowing. It started the flow of price action, or the flow of water started to change. If you close it up a bit, you literally will get that N, which is literally just, got a bit out with it. It's just literally a natural genetic. If you look at it, all it is just a reversal. You can clearly see from that picture, terrible drawing, the price is pushed up in one way, and now it's starting to drop in the other way. So, you know, if we go over to the line chart, we can obviously definitely see that price is shifting. Yeah, trick price like water. That's a really nice trade actually on the 5-minute setup. It's too late now. How annoying, but yeah, I'm sure this is ends at the. We'll work it through the night, possibly creating even more equal highs to create like liquidity. We've got imbalance to be filled. APA. We can fib this. Can't make this shit up, right? Pretty much bang on 50% in it, not far off the body of this candle. So whole supply, position, stop loss, may go above that wick. See where we can get to this. Yeah, there we go. So it's down to the bottom there, 1 to 3. That's pretty much all I go for. Can you, if you want to get it tighter? Yeah, you could. Do you want to? If it makes sense, if the risk to reward makes sense, you don't really need to put any more pressure on yourself trying to get a tighter entry. Look at that. Even on the 5 minutes, it's only a 5 pip stop loss. Are you happy to take that? To get 3%, all you need is 15 pips. Yeah, so do you really actually need to start playing with and fucking your own mind up to try and get a tighter stop loss, which you can do obviously. But you may very well see this as a nice trade and think, yeah, fantastic. We're pretty much doubling up our potential growth, 6.5, more than doubling up. But price may very well not get up into there. May just tap into the 89 perfectly, and then there you go, bang. Then you're gonna be pissed off, right? So, you know, it's fantastic to get these 1 to 20s, 1 to 22s, 1 to 26, 1 to 28. I don't do it anymore because I know I don't hold them, so it's pointless me throwing them out. They're beautiful to look at. Think, oh my god, wow, 20 grand in one trade. I don't take them, so I'm just kidding myself, really. I would keep an eye on it, you know, just purely off if price did get up into there. I would stick another one on, possibly if I was very, very, very confident in the trade. At like 0.5% or even 0.25%. Because it would be nice to obviously get a tight, nice tight entry. That's obviously the benefit of risk to reward, right? But 1 to 3, I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. You know, 2 of them a week, you're up 6 grand. You know, 6, 12, 24 grand a month. Let's say we lose what, 4 to 5 trades, 19, 18, 19, 20 grand. Yeah, just 2. All you're taking is what, 8 trades. I know it's not that easy, but just thinking about numbers and stuff, you know, you just got to have a plan. Yeah, you literally have to go with a plan and stick to the plan. And this new system I'm bringing out is literally rule based, so you don't have to, you know, put your own spin on it. You don't have to do anything. It's literally rule based. You stick to it. If you can't stick to it, don't trade it because you will get burned. You have to stick to the trade. And it's been really hard for me not to implement other things to it. Like, oh yeah, what if Fibonacci? And it's like, no, it just literally needs to follow the rules. And that's where the backtesting has been taking a long, long, long time to figure it out, because I've had to work out, does it need extra things in it? Does it not? Or can we just keep it simple? So yeah, that should be coming out hopefully this week. Entity USD, so quite like that. And traded it in fucking trade last year. But this is the issue. As soon as you spot one trade that you like, your list starts to grow and grow and grow and grow. Like what I'm doing now. Oh yeah, I've not traded that in a long time. You know, just jumped on this now and seen a trade I like. So, you know, all of a sudden now I've got fucking 28 pairs to start looking through. So
yeah, I'll keep knocking mine down to 6, and I still end up with 20.
yeah, as soon as you see something in the fucking Discord, oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I'll go and have a look at that, and it just stays on your pair. You know,
Yep.
DJPY. Where's DJPY? Where's DJPY? Yeah, these are the sort of clean ones I like. You can literally just spot them Well, how long that'll take me? Half a second. Yeah, there you go. Bang. As simple as that. You can clearly see price has changed direction. All this is now is a continuation of a trade. So we're not really looking for the change of character or break structure here because it's already happened. We're just looking for price to tap into here, then look for price to do that. Tap into there. And that's our change of character. Respecting that high, not going above that high, pull back, away we go. Okay, slightly higher. Change of character through, say that broke. No, that's not right, is it? So here, change of character. Break. I guess you could potentially have price up to here, pulls back, creates a new low, pulls back again, then you can get that and then pull back. Yeah, because that's creating internal liquidity, right? Pulls up and then yeah, take the trade. So two different options really. You can obviously have it as it is now. Okay, so you wait for your change of character. That low needs to be broken, which it does do. These highs get respected, nothing closes above it. That's the change of character, price starting to switch in the opposite direction. That's your sort of your first hint, that's your first guidance that price is looking to change direction. And then breaker structure, that's the most dominant, not dominating low, right? Because between here and here, that's your range. So anything between that is internal, right? So that's not really your most dominating low. That's not your protected low. This is where obviously the low was put in at that high. That's your low to your high. That's your actual main leg. Anything obviously in between is just internal. So then we got this high created, which obviously respected that high. Then we got a clear breaker structure to the downside, breaking that most dominating low, violated that low. We pulled back into a potentially, hopefully, a new either supply or a new order block. And we looking for an entry from there. Yeah, so you're still looking for the same, remember, from here. As soon as price comes up into there, obviously now on the 1 minute or 2 minutes, you're looking for the same thing, obviously on a smaller time frame. Yeah, and then, oh God, from here, price pulls back, does that. And then take the trade from there. Okay, so again, you're pretty much quadrupling your probability, really, aren't you? You're going off the higher time frame point of interest, so on the 4 hour now. You're waiting for a major structure to do what it wants to do, to work out the change of character and break a structure. You could potentially take a trade from there, nothing wrong with that, because you're pretty much saying, well, it's rejected already, it's done what I want it to do. We've had 2 swings, we can take the trade. I just like to sort of double, be triple, quadruple, whatever 5 is, five ruple, safe, and you will get it. Look at NAS, just literally 30 seconds. Yeah, the 30-second chart. If you guys don't have that, if you're not paying for it, not an issue. You don't really need it. 1 minute will do exactly the same for you. Yeah, just do the same thing again. You've had your overall higher time frame. Let's do this on the. And that's why it's important to go from the 4 to the 1 to the 15 down to the 1. Okay, so 4 hourly. We're looking at now. This is our order block we're attracted to. When price gets closer, just chop it down to the 1 hour just to see sort of, can you fine tune possibly your entry or the order block or what's going on. And then really the 15-minute, I'd be looking for price to have a change of character, break of structure. Remember guys, if you don't understand, I'm sure you do, because literally all it is essentially is fancy word or a made up word for break of structure. In theory, technically that's what it is. Okay, so if you want to use 2 break of structures, crack on. Yeah, it's breaker structure. I just like to use a change of character because it kind of switches my mindset from breaker structure. When I use breaker structure, I think, oh yeah, it's broken structure, I'll take the trade. Yeah, I'm not waiting for that 2 swings. So that's what you call it, whatever you want. Call it your freaking Nans fan or Bob Dig, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but obviously some geezers come up with change of character and it's stuck. It's all over YouTube now. We all use it. And that's a big order block, I know, but yeah, tap into there, take the trade if you want. Yeah. Again, all you're doing is look up for this. You stop loss possibly above that wick entry, and then down to get a 1 to 3. Again, personal choice. This is what I go for. Okay, but if that's our order block off here, right? If we had obviously the order blocks on a 1 minute, it's going to be a lot smaller. So now we can refine our entry and potentially just get a better risk to reward. Yeah, that's the 1 minute now. Not a better risk to reward, a faster risk to reward. Does that make sense? But please, don't try and force it. 1 minute now, our stop loss could be above this wick now. Okay, and then we're now looking for a 1 to 3, which would be possibly just about taking them lows out, or the equal lows, or imbalance, or a demand zone, or something like down there. Yeah, so you call it refined entries. That's all it is, but it's exactly the same across every single time frame. Should be doing this if you trade off the weekly, and you're chopping down to the daily, and you enter off the 4 hour or the 1 hour. You should just be looking at exactly the same thing every single time. Okay, what time are you on? Done a lot of entries last night and tonight. I think it is one of the hardest things to sort of grasp and get used to it, because it's hard, isn't it, sitting there in front of your screen by yourself thinking, do I enter now? Do I go now? Do I wait? Is it going to go up higher? Is it going to sweep that? Is it going to tap that order block? Is it going to fill that imbalance in first? And it's just, yeah, if you're happy with the risk to reward and using proper correct risk management, take the trade. Just literally take the trade. Yeah, but obviously take it for a reason.
That UJ's been mitigated on the 15.
This one here.
When you're looking at the 4 hour block.
Okay. 15. Oh, the same area, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, drop down to the hour and then drop it down to 15. 15's been mitigated. See that big ass wick on the 15.
Yeah. Yes, tapped into, and yeah. 30. Yeah, what was that? That was 27th of July. That wasn't NFP, was it? No. 19 minutes time frame. You have that, so that's what I'd be looking for. So if we took the purple is a 4 hour, right? If we took 50% of that, like that, that's pretty much bang on. And if we took 50% of that, look at that, absolutely insane, right? Bang on. So 50% of the 4 hourly candle is the purple box, guys. Then we've identified the 19 minutes in the green box. If we take 50% of that, which is a common thing to guys do, and 50% of the 4 hourly pretty much perfectly lines up with that order block. So yeah, that'd be very nice. So that could be a potential area to be looking at. So we just refined it really by pretty much 50%, to be fair. Like Kev's just identified, there's no reason why price should go above here now, because it's been mitigated already. That's something on the 5 minute, but again, how much, where do you stop? That's the issue, isn't it? So 5 minute, you can see this whole wick, this whole blue candle, that zone is literally all your 5 minutes, which is within our purple and the green, really. So as long as your stop loss is, what would you say, above that wick, maybe? Yeah, we got stop loss there. Yeah, so that gives a little bit of breathing space. So rather than going above that wick, just give it a few extra pips, because that is absolutely minimal. 7, well, that's quite a bit actually. So 7 pips. Again, if you're happy with it, let's just delete the purple for now. We go for the 2 black lines from there, stretch that out up to there, down to that low. Let's not, it's not even a low, it's just my price action. Look at that, actually massive imbalance. To be filled. So I'll take it down to there. So 4.8. 8. If you want to go, if you go a bit tighter, if you want, if you're a more aggressive trader, you can get an extra few more percentage out of it. Bring that down. So you're going to gain 5.3, 1.5% more. Put your stop loss there, but you also got to think, well, do you want an extra 1.5% compared to, what was it, 4.6, 4.8 something, or being taken out? You know, so that extra 7 pips could literally be you staying in the trade or not. So it's very hard to decide what to do in it. It's just how trading is. You just literally got to go with your gut. Just take the trade, whatever you feel like. That's the only, pretty much the only way you're going to learn. Yeah, chart time, experience, nobody can teach you that. It's literally, we can do all this all day long, but when you're there, you're literally by yourself. You know, you can't pick up the phones and everything and say, well, you could do, but you know, you've got to sort of learn to take your own trade. Because if you're going to pick up the phone to somebody and say, are you taking this trade now? You may as well just do signals, which is not a great idea. So yeah, that's another potential trade. You guys want to is up? I don't know whether you guys are marking this up or not. I don't know. Yeah, just see what price does, how it reacts. If it taps into the first black line and then we get a change of character, break of structure, 2 swings, you know, fire away. Just take the fucking trade. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. But don't be scared to not take a trade. Just like I say, just use it, do it properly, do it wisely, use correct risk management. One of these are going to come in, right? Because if it's not there, it's going to be up there. If it's not there, it's going to be up there. When one comes in, you're up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%, whatever you guys want to hold. Yeah, so I think that's why Sean and a few others chopped over to 0.5%, because it does make a big difference. So when you're risking your money, it's only, let's just take five trades, and they're all 1% each. That's obviously, if you lose, obviously, hopefully not, but if you lose all of them, that's 5%. You're down, aren't you, for the whole day? You're pretty much blowing your margin for the funded account. But if you go 0.5%, you've now got 10 opportunities rather than 5, because you're halving your risk, aren't you? You're doubling your opportunities. So maybe on a 6th or 7th or 8th trade, you may get a 9 to 1 that comes in, 1 to 9 even. Yeah, so you then gained all them trades back and you're up in profit. So, you know, sometimes it is a wise thing to, less is more, right? As we would say. Anything else? What are we on? +9. Other pairs, anything else, guys? I really do struggle every week to see what you guys want to cover. I don't know what you struggle with. Nobody says anything. Because every time in the events that we go to, please ask questions, because you ask one and the other 95% of the call will be intrigued. If they know, if they've seen it before, they'll think, oh yeah, actually I forgot about that. Oh, it'd be good to go over that again. Or, you know, it's, you guys obviously must have questions. You're just too shy.
Look at all JPY.
JPY. JPY. Don't tell me I just fucking missed this whole trade. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god, look at that. Literally, it's so clean. Fucking cunts. That's why I said set your alarms. Liquidity. So I must have spotted something in this wick, right? There you go. 15-minute. Absolutely beautiful. Taps straight into it. Stop loss. Just like, yeah, give it a few extra pips to be safe. It's gone. Sick. This is fucking horrible, isn't it? Absolutely sickening. 40%. Fuck. Jesus. Oh, there we go. What's happened? 27th of July. 2nd of August. What was that? 27, 29, 32 for 6 days, 7 days. Jeez. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's clean. So again, remember where the actual move started from. That tapped into there on the 15, obviously. Then Tarzan started his move from here, making this swing down, swing down, swing down, swing down. Clear break of structure. Absolutely demolished all this price action through here. It's connected into something probably. Yeah, tapped into this demand area down here. But we also have an even better demand, in my personal opinion, down even further. So that's a potential trades demand that we could be taking this trade from down to there, which would be nice. So typically, you know, I very rarely go above the 4 hour. I think it's pointless. Not pointless, but daily you can get the overall gist of where price is finished, right? Obviously, the daily, the only thing I really check on the daily is whether this candle has closed or opened above previous day sort of thing, which gives our overall trend direction. But yeah, typically start on the 4 hour, pretty much 4 hour. And this, I think, will be too much of a stop loss. Yeah, absolutely huge. So chop it down. As simple as that. 2 hour, there we go, bang, just halved our stop loss. Okay, so now it should be around about 35. There we go, 35, 36 pips. Liquidity. Literally, this thing is on a conveyor belt. It happens all the time. Yeah, sweep. It's got liquidity created. Remember, there's an ST face B, sweep, or your upside after distribution, whichever way you want to look at it. Then a huge rally down, left imbalance behind. It's literally repetitive. IPA. Do we get a fib out of it? I think the 4 hour we do, don't we? Yeah, the 4 hour we do, pretty much on the open of the 4 hour. 1 hour. I do like the 1 hour because this is the sweep, right? This is the actual move where the whole move started from. 15. The 15 within that hour order block. So this is now your supply zone. That candle there. On there. Bigger for you. This one. So you've got a cluster of candles. And somebody was asking last night about what's the difference between supply and demand and the order block, really. So you're taking the high and the low, the wick and the body, everything into consideration, as well as more of a zone. You can see has this as a zone, right? Rather than just obviously the candle by itself, which I personally feel it's a little less stressful taking a zone rather than just one single line. So yeah, that's as simple as it is, really. Yeah, and all we can do is just set our alarms. Set alarm till obviously price comes up to there. And then we wait for the same thing over and over again. Tap into it, pull away, tap, retest it, that zone again, change character, pull back again into a potentially new order block, clear break structure. There you go. Okay, that'd be great if it just did that, wouldn't it? But yeah, and you can potentially stack up along the way. If you think, well, price is going to come up like we looked at NAS then, you know, on the way down, comes up, retests, comes into a nice, it has to be clean, remember, just don't go anywhere sort of willy-nilly, just don't go in random places. Just has to be clean, all the block quantity supply zone, or if it's got imbalance, you stack them. Also, you make these secure, so make sure your stop loss is at least break even, or if not a stop profit, and then just stack them. Yeah, so you've got your overall trend, your big daddy that started from the top, and then you've got your little ones. Just so even if it's like 15, 20, 22 pips, you're catching on the way down, because you don't really know, but there's a 99% chance that price is now going to start shooting this way, right? So it's just again a game of probability. You know, if price is going that way, which way we're going to start swimming with the tide, right? Not against the tide. We wouldn't even think of buying from here unless price told us differently. So unless price then started, you know, that's our most current high. Unless price broke that high, pulled back and created a new high, we've now got two swings, a confirmation of a change of direction. Yeah, from there you can start looking for buys. So this is why, to me, structure is everything. Anyway, anything else? Set and forget. Set your alarm when you take a trade. You also set and forget. I know it's easy said. Don't go checking your MT4 all the time. If it helps, take a trade. Delete your MT4 app. Yeah, just stops that urge of getting back onto it and taking your trade out too early. But also on the flip side, you also want to take partials as well, right? And in the chats, where's this thing? Chat. Sounds like cheating. Sorry, Ben, I don't know what that was in regards to. AUD, USD. Strategy. Why have these not come up? That's not, yeah, it was recorded, mate. That was NAS, wasn't it? Yeah, it was recorded, mate. I've not uploaded it, sorry yet. I'll do it in a minute. AUD, USD. AUD, USD, AUD, USD. I'll have again. AUD, USD. So if we're going from with structure, high in, then broke it, new low high, and then yeah, so confirmation of trend has clearly changed, right? We should now be looking for sells, which that's what Brian does, isn't it? We look at sells. AUD as well, I'm guessing you mean AUD JPY, same thing, right? That's tapped into already, that supply zone. Anything above it? No, not my. No, not personally. That was a nice trade. Yeah, so that low, put that high in, got broke, violated, pullback, new low, internal structure, new low confirmation, just about, and pull back quite swiftly, and now so you could potentially maybe get a trade from here, which would be tomorrow now. Well, unless you guys trade through the night, I don't know. That's technically that's the low, isn't it? Really clear on the 5. Yeah, it's clear on 5. Got change, got a break, got another break, and that dominating low. Yeah, so supply zone, or potentially this, which doesn't look like clean, does it? That was nice. Maybe it's not too bad on the 7 minutes. So either that one or that one. Take your pick. But yeah, we fib it, which one obviously the banks will want to go for higher one, right? Better risk to reward to get a better price for their money.
Yeah, it's the top one I've got alarm set for just.
2 minutes, even tighter. Yeah, the higher one rate would make sense, I guess.
Off the 5 minute, I've marked it on.
Five. The 50% of the 5, we drop down back to the 2, is literally bang on that 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's I've done 50% on that 5 minute you just marked.
Yeah, so that just gives us a slightly extra confirmation. Also, the small time frames, guys, it's not going to hold a lot of weight, is it? But obviously, we've seen it's rejected already. It's changed direction. We've got imbalance to fill. This was the 5. Was it the 7? Was it 7 or 5? Whichever it was. So it starts to build up a picture, right? And then we've got Fibonacci pretty much bang on that level. So there, literally all that needs is roughly, come on, roughly 10 pips to get a 3% gain. Yeah, so that is the benefit. Obviously, smaller time frames. Yeah, you get faster TPs hits, really, or faster growth. But just take your time with it as well. You know, you can't jump in very, very, very early, too early, which obviously can bite you in the ass. So as long as you're going off higher time frames, so as long as this purple huge box at the top is like a 30 minute, a 1 hour, a 4 hour, a daily something, you know, you don't really know, but there's a high probable chance that price is going to react from here, isn't it? Because all it is, as of now, is only reacted 30 pips. Yeah, so the typical, and this is what you should be doing. If you can try and stick to one pair, and you try and go back test, you know, on that day on the 4 hour lead block, for the last 9.5 months, a mean average trade, it's reacted 68 pips, it reacted 70 pips, reacted 164 pips. Yeah, for, I don't know, 8 out of 10 trades. So you think, well, I'm playing with probabilities here. The probability of this now going to react 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pips, whatever it is, whatever the mean average you get. And you think, okay, it's only done 30 pips so far. There's a good chance now price is going to continue, because the last 9 months, 10 months, 12 months of what I back tested shows me, because it's there, right? It's black and white. You can see your price action. You put it onto an Excel spreadsheet, you do chart work. You don't even have to do that, just write it all down. Yeah, tally chart, and that's the hard work. But you know, for the sake of $3 in 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever it's going to be, yeah, I'm sure you'd agree with me. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, back testing is boring as hell, but also it's very easy to spot, because obviously you can see where price has done. But you start to pick up patterns, and it starts to give you confidence. You start, well, yeah, it's done that on that, or last week it did this. 3 weeks ago, I noticed on the 7 minute, it did the same thing. 50% on the 2 minute, it did react from there. How many pips did it react from there? Could we got 3% out of that? Don't know what you guys want. Do you go for 1-to-1s, 1-to-3s, 1-to-15s? I don't know. Yeah, I know one guy literally all he swears by 1 to 4.5. Yeah, all day, every day. That's all he takes, 4.5s. But he goes into profit. And then hits the stop loss. He doesn't even move his stop loss. I think, oh my God, what a crazy bastard. But that's just him. It works for him, and he's pretty successful with it. But you know, it's literally personal choice. You have to make a plan. Remember, a mistake, a checklist is important, but I think a mistake chart, to make a mistake list is is double as important. It's even more important in my eyes. So make a list of what you shouldn't be doing. Over trading, you know, too many trades in the space of 2 hours. You know, I've got it in the office, can't remember what they are now, but I've got 10 points. Could be on here. Mistake list. There we go. We're taking too many trades, over trading, do not trade small time frames, and that should be by itself. All my entries are off the 1 minute. So don't just randomly go on the 1 minute and think, oh yeah, I'll take a trade from here. Do not trade too many pairs, do not get sucked in every day. So literally, I didn't trade, let's go like halfway into July, like 4 or 5 weeks before that, I took about 6 trades, if that, or maybe 5. Just far too much crap going on in my life, and it's just a massive distraction. Do not close the trade too early and believe, which obviously is a massive hypocritical thing for me to say, but it's nice to check. You know, it's nice to go back and check. But I'm happy. I'm happy to take my 3%, 4% growth, or I take 80% off the table here and let the 20% rest grow. I'm happy with that number. Yeah. So you have to be happy with. If you think, oh, I've just made a grand off here, you close out the trade, you're going to go back for more because you think, oh, I wanted six grand, or I wanted 1,300, or I wanted 1,900. You go back in for that extra 1,000. There's a very good chance you're going to fucking actually lose the original 1,000. So just stick to the plan, trade the plan to trade. Do not enter too early or too late. Yeah, exactly that. So don't go chasing, don't go too early. If it goes without you, it goes without you. Like we looked seen on, was that Naz early on? It's tough shit. It's happened. It's gone, right? So we've looked at what, I don't know, 8 pairs, maybe 10 pairs. We've already identified potential 3 or 4 setups that could happen. That's in. We've done that in an hour and 15 minutes nearly. So, you know, what can you look out for in a whole week, a whole month, even a whole year? How many trade opportunities are you going to have? It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. Unless you got anything else, we'll call it there. So I'll upgrade. Oh my god, upload. Fuck, I can't speak. Upload last night, and I'll do this one now as soon as this downloads. No worries, Will. So have a good week, guys. Anything you need, just shoot me in the message or just tag me in Discord, which I take about 4 hours to reply to. I'm sorry, but that's just a distraction. I don't go in it that often. If you want my attention, just send me a message on Facebook Messenger. I'm always on there. So have a good night, guys. Speak to you soon.
Yes.